Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. On Friday, William Ruto met with Mount Kenya governors and cabinet secretaries from the mountain. But one man boycotted that meeting, Justin Muturi. That move by Justin Muturi to boycott that meeting angered William Ruto. And the next day, which was yesterday, William Ruto termed Justin Muturi incompetent.
There is absolutely no reason, and I had a problem with the AG who was there. He was fairly incompetent, but I now have a very competent lady. I now have a very competent lady, and I can assure you that the issues of work will be sorted out in a matter of months. I also want to assure you that...
And any keen political observer should have noted that yesterday marked the end of Justin Muturi in the cabinet. But I've gone through William Ruto's replacement of Justin Muturi. Number one, he has replaced Muturi with Godfrey Ruku, the member of parliament for Mbeere North. What does that mean? It means one thing, that a by-election is going to be occasioned in Mbeere North. The reason why William Ruto never nominated or appointed the Kikuyu member of parliament, Kimani Ichung'wah, as the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya was because of the fear of a by-election. And here, William Ruto has gone and picked a member of parliament, which means we are going to have a by-election in that constituency. I want to tell you, the outcome of that by-election is going to determine how the mountain will vote in 2027. William Ruto wants to test his strength in Mbeere North. Number two, Ruku comes from Mount Kenya East. He has replaced Muturi with Ruku, Mount Kenya East, which makes sense. Importantly, Ruku was elected on a Democratic Party ticket. What do you think William Ruto has done? For me, William Ruto has decided to throw Justin Muturi and his DP both out of government and out of the National Assembly, because DP had only one member of parliament. But something is also very clear with William Ruto's latest appointments. Ruku is a politician, which means William Ruto nowadays prefer appointing politician. Maybe because of the way ODM experts so far have performed. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, I want to reveal to you guys why William Ruto had no option other than to fire Justin Muturi, despite the fact that we know that Justin Muturi has always provoked the president to fire him because he also wanted to be fired.
To the UN headquarters, you are the Attorney General.
Indeed.
The President's chief legal advisor.
Absolutely.
And these things have not stopped yet. No stoppage to these abductions, extrajudicial killings. Why then just offer your resignation?
You know, I consider it morally wrong for me to resign, yeah, because I am speaking about constitutionalism. I am speaking against what we, as Kenya Kwanza, when we campaigned, promised Kenyans would never happen at our watch. And therefore, resignation for me would be an act of cowardice.
Yeah.
I would be, people wonder, what kind of person is this one who sees a problem, doesn't speak about it, and merely walks away? It will look very cowardly on my part.
So the biggest question is, why do you think William Ruto decided to finally fire Justin Muturi? Number one, William Ruto is now ready to confront Mount Kenya politics after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. That is the fact. Because we all know that William Ruto decided to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, and in his mind, he thought that after some few weeks, the mountain was going to return back to where they were. Rigathi Gachagua has sustained the status quo. Then, from nowhere, Justin Muturi came into the picture, scaring William Ruto, threatening him. He knew William Ruto was not going to do anything. So William Ruto is heading to the mountain. He's heading to the mountain, Mount Kenya East. He's literally taking the war to the doorsteps of Justin Muturi. So he's now ready to confront the mountain. Remember, Muturi did not just appoint himself to the cabinet. It was negotiated. Justin Muturi was a very close ally of Uhuru Kenyatta. In fact, the day Justin Muturi joined William Ruto, most of ODM supporters believed that Uhuru was supporting William Ruto because of their closeness. Because there was no way, absolutely no way, Justin Muturi would have left Uhuru and support Ruto instead of Raila. And they were so close. So I think finally Ruto is now ready to confront Mount Kenya politics. Will he succeed? That one will leave for time. Number two, the moment William Ruto met with Mount Kenya leaders and governors, that is governors and cabinet secretaries, and Muturi boycotted. And remember, Muturi has also made it very clear that he's not going to join William Ruto during his tour. This is a cabinet secretary who is not attending cabinet meetings. What image do you think it was portraying for the president? The image was that Ruto is a coward. Ruto is indecisive. He cannot decide. You remember telling you he cannot do this, and then there's nothing you are doing about it. So I think William Ruto finally wanted to act. He wanted to decide. He wanted to deal with the narrative that he's a coward, which had started gaining currency in the Republic of Kenya. So he has fired Muturi. Let us wait and see what Muturi is going to do next. Number three, I think Ruto was really annoyed when Muturi decided to boycott Mount Kenya leaders meeting. Because assuming you are the president, you call a meeting with the governors. The governors have the freedom. Some of them, if they decided not to come, that would be up to them. But they made that attempt and they came. Then you have people you appointed in the name of cabinet secretaries. You are inviting them to attend, but the senior most is telling you it's not coming. And what we are planning, or what we are meeting over, is your upcoming tour of the region, where the guy is supposed to be playing a critical role. And the guy is telling you, even that tour, I'm not coming. If you are the president, what would you have done? For me, if I were Ruto, I would have fired Justin Muturi long time ago. In fact, sometimes people complain, but the ruthlessness with which Raila deals with ODM members sometimes is good. It instills a bit of discipline. So that is number three. Number four, yesterday, William Ruto told Kenyans that Muturi is incompetent. Then Kenyans started questioning the president. What are you doing with an incompetent person? Because this guy was a cabinet, was a attorney general. You are saying he failed to deliver. But as the head of state, what did you do? You moved him from the office of the attorney general and handed him a very powerful docket. I keep on saying something here, and I'll never tire repeating it. William Ruto has actually made another mistake. The person he ought to have appointed to the cabinet is none other than Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria can deal with Rigathi, not this Ruku guy. Not this Ruku guy. No. Yeah. So Ruto told Kenyans, my AG was incompetent. Then he appointed him a cabinet. Then Kenyans were asking Ruto, what are you still doing with an incompetent person? And I think because of those questions, William Ruto decided that, why don't I just let this guy go? He has left him to. And lastly, there is also the elephant in the room. Justin Muturi factor in Mount Kenya. William Ruto is visiting the mountain. Justin Muturi, who is a major factor in Mount Kenya politics, is not going to join him. Which camp will he join? Ruto wanted to deal with the issue of Justin Muturi, because I think he had hoped that Muturi will make noise, then he will be at a pangwa, then things will go back to normal. That's not happening. I think Ruto wanted to solve that Justin Muturi factor in Mount Kenya. Remember, Raila Gachagua might not be on the ballot, but there's a strong feeling that the mountain will front a candidate, and that candidate is none other than Justin Muturi for the presidency. It will be Raila Gachagua's candidate, either for the presidency or running mate. So Ruto wants to deal with that factor right now because it's gone. There's nothing he's going to lose. There's not actually in the mountain today. There's nothing William Ruto is going to lose. He can only gain because the mountain is already gone. So there's nothing. There's no experiment he can attempt and say that it's a choma. No. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to think. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.